you are the host now. You can allow
Okay.
anyone.
Sure. Thank you.
Welcome, sir. So, are you able to see the waiting room?
Yes.
Okay.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning, Pranay.
Sachin, can you check with the team if the chat option is enabled? Yeah, it is enabled now. Last time chat नहीं चल रहा था ना?
Okay.
Yeah.
Mehak, are you there?
Yes, sir. You need any help?
Yeah, actually last time chat option was disabled. Can you check this time, matlab, it is enabled or not?
Which option, sir?
Chatting option.
Okay. Chat is there. I can see the chat window.
Okay.
Yeah, it is there now. Yeah.
I've written hello. So can you see in the chat box? I've written a message.
Yeah, I can.
Yes.
So, who will keep admitting people? Sachin, आप करेंगे?
I will admit, but after matlab, after everyone join, I think so that will be the best. I think.
Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes, it's visible.
Slides show me. Yes. You can see the slideshow, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
जी सचिन बाबू क्या हाल चाल?
बस बढ़िया सर, आप कैसे हैं?
बढ़िया है। रिकॉर्डिंग स्टार्ट कर दिया?
जी सर।
Good morning, sir.
मॉर्निंग प्रणय।
Good morning, Jagdeep bhai.
मॉर्निंग सतीश।
Morning, Jagdeep
Hi,
bhai.
Ved. Pranay,
Morning,
Sachin.
Good
Morning.
morning.
You guys
Morning.
can see everybody. I can only see one screen. How do I change this setting?
You press the plus button on the left corner of your
Ah,
screen.
super. Nice. I didn't know this.
Morning,
Pranay,
everyone.
I didn't know until last.
So Pranay is doing the intro today to the company instead of me.
I will add the investor at 9:30. Is it okay?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, sir, I'll introduce you the management. I'll just
Just give
keep
1
the-
minute. Just give 1 minute.
Jagdeep, your name is coming funnily. J small, A G D E P is large.
I have
I don't know if
corrected
it's.
actually. I don't know. I have to
I will
check.
change it, sir. I will change it.
I thought maybe you've done it for style.
No, no.
I've changed it, sir.
Yeah.
So it's about 9:30. I'm editing everyone. Mehak, over to you. You can start.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pakka Limited's Q2 24 FY24 earnings call. We have with us the management. I would like to thank the management for this opportunity and hand over the call to them for the opening remarks. Over to you, gentlemen.
ഞാൻ പിന്നെ വിളിക്കാം കുറച്ച് തിരക്കാം.
Pranay, you can start, and
So-
can I request everybody to be on mute because there's a lot of sound background.
Yeah, Mehak, if you can put everyone else to mute. And good morning, everyone. Good morning from Pakka Limited. I'll like to introduce the company leadership here. Mr. Ved Krishna is joining us. He's the chairman of the company, vice chairman of the company. And Mr. Jagdeep Hira, he's the managing director of the company. Satish Chamivelumani, he is business head for compostables. Neetika Shuryavanshi, she is the CFO of the company. Sachin Srivastava, he is the company secretary. Ramji Subramaniam is the innovations head of the company. So welcome everyone, welcome investors. We'll start with the presentation now. So just to outline our vision, we have a short video. Some of you might have seen this earlier as well, but for the new investors joining us, please view this for a short intro about the company and the vision. So we start with a dream, and This stream is a cleaner planet, and all of us here at Pakka are committed and working towards this stream. There is an unprecedented opportunity in the space that we are operating in, and we want you to make significant gains while we contribute towards a positive ecological impact towards the planet. Like you saw in the video as well, there is a 600 billion opportunity by the year 2030 that the global food packaging market will go to. And with a special focus on certain segments in the food category, there is a significant international market size as well. We operate in three domains. So one is food packaging. Food packaging is resonates with the compostable paper-based flexible material. So this is the wrapper on the chocolates and the potato chips bags that you see. So we plan to make a we have in fact made a compostable alternative for the same. Food carry. So we plan to do mineral-based mineral-based film pellets, which can help carry groceries and other food items. And food service, these are compostable molded pulp-based materials. We operate under the brand name of Chuck. So this is our growth plan for creating scale and impact. So one is expansion of Ayodhya site, which is underway, and the business leaders will explain more about the progress on this front. And the big opportunity in the American market, we are setting up a facility in Guatemala, and there the total potential turnover that is coming to is about 1 billion by the year 2030. I'll hand it over to Ved to give updates on the international front. Ved, over.
Thanks, Renee. Yeah, so of course, we just wanted to start with a recap on what we do for those who haven't attended our investor meets before. But yeah, my role is to focus on the investor growth, international growth that we are doing. So Pranay, you can just bring the yeah, so what all we have done this quarter, we finalized the land and location for the North America foray in Guatemala. And this is a 60-hectare land that has been finalized. We've also there's a new government coming in Guatemala. So we've had a meeting with the Vice President-elect and the Minister of Finance. And of course, they have promised all the support that the company will need. We have initiated various offtake agreements with numerous large organizations in the field of both molded fiber and flexible packaging. And these are now underway, and we have significant progress made there. And by the next quarter, I think we should cover that risk as well. So also along with that, we are also looking at various collaborations for operations and projects with people in the domain, bigger companies who are already there operating in the Latin America region. And these conversations are also underway now. And we've also initiated hiring for US sales team because we plan to start establishing our base early next year to be able to start selling products that we manufacture and establishing our brand in the North America side. So that's the progress for international growth. And I'll hand over to Jagdeep for the performance on the India side.
Thanks, Ved. Namaste all. On the business performance, we have done pretty well looking onto the overall international market scenario. Quarterly revenue has been almost at par over the last quarter, and last year's same quarter, it's around 6% plus. And on the profitability, we were lagging, though we have plans to cover it up. So it was around 16.6% lesser than last quarter, but around 6% higher than last year's same quarter. So on the food packaging, carry and wrap production levels, if we see last year quarter versus this year, we are around 11.5% over and above last year, and almost similar vis-a-vis last quarter. So going on to the key ratios, EBITDA sustenance has been around 22.8%, and with PBT of around 17.5% during the quarter. So mitigation, how do we are going to tackle this overall globe market scenario? So we are cutting down our fuel costs coming down this quarter with substituting of high percentage of raw material residue and the firewood. New product developments are in pipeline, which we are going to launch soon. And then again on the productivity enhancement, we are looking at above 110% of throughput from the plant production levels, and higher volumes from exports, which we have already done it on the manufacturing line 1. So on the project execution, as Ved said, during last quarter, we have already ordered PM3 renovation. The order has been awarded to a European mill. It's Belmer, one of the key players in paper manufacturing equipments. Pulp mill has been ordered. Then ETP, whole of the environmental sustenance, has been ordered. And the proposed for this year would be Recovery Island ordering PM4, 100 tons, along with the flexible packaging, specialized coating for conversion of 100 tons from paper machine to flexible. Power plant of 11 megawatt shall be ordered during this quarter, this running quarter. So I'll hand over to Satish for compostable. Satish.
Thank you, Jacob. Good morning, everybody. We had a very lukewarm quarter. I would say the last quarter, we did not meet our performance goals. Quarter over quarter, we saw a drop of about 14%. Compared to the same time period last year, we had a negative 15. We had a 15% drop. Primarily, these two are primarily, or the drop in revenue was primarily because of delay in outsourced operations, as well as in our own production. We had a series of power cuts, which did not allow us to achieve the 100% target. However, we have been doing a much better job of holding on to the costs. While the quarter over quarter, there's a significant drop compared to the same period last year. The numbers moved up pretty well in terms of PBT. Same period last year, we were at negative 2.6 crores, and the losses have been shaved off. We are at negative 75 lakh. The first quarter was about negative 25 lakh. So there's again, discounting one-time expenses. I think we are making progress towards breaking even. In terms of our production plan, as I said, the Ayodhya plant did only about 80% of what we planned, and outsource operations did not take off as we desired. We signed multiple contracts, but the start has been rather very slow. So that led to lots of missed opportunities with revenue. In order to catch up to the plan for the year, we are increasing capacity on our existing plant. We have added 2 semi-automatic machines. We will be adding 1 more. So that's going to give us additional capacity from the Ayodhya plant itself. And equivalent to Ayodhya's production output, we are trying to outsource from multiple outsourcing partners. We are in discussions with one really large one as well. And we have signed up 3 already, 2 more are in the works. So outsourcing is going to get a lot of focus over the next quarter, as in the current quarter. And hopefully we will be pushing towards a higher number and coming close to achieving the targets. Over to Ramji now.
Thanks, Satish. Namaste to all. On the innovation updates, on the release side, we are working on two key areas in terms of delivery containers and cutlery. And for the delivery containers, we are working on non-soggy delivery containers, which we have achieved. And we are working on the commercial beta trials at the present moment. On the cutlery, we have at the present moment 3 home compostable heat resistant patented recipes, and for which the designs have been finalized, and the commercial beta trials for this is being initiated as we speak. In terms of the Flexi, very glad to communicate that we have launched our packaging in the chocolate segment with Brownie Bear, and it has been a significant commercial initiative for us. On this, we are at the present, we are working for this more towards product excellence in terms of consistency, cost efficiency, and manufacturability. So that's where we are on the innovation front. Thank you. Carry-ons. Pranay, who is next?
I'll be taking that up. Thank you.
Nitika, over to you.
Good morning, everyone. On the update on the release of pledge shares, we have successfully appointed SBI Security Trustee. The appointment has been done without the mention of pledge shares as a collateral security. This has been done with the approval of all the bankers. The appointment also necessitates that we do a legal review again. There's a piece of land against which we had done a registered mortgage, which needs to be converted to an equitable mortgage. The lawyers have been appointed for that, and once that happens, the pledge would be released. I would like to confirm that there are no loans or borrowings that are taken by the company or the promoter for any other purpose other than the one which we for utilization within the company. And we aim to release this pledge shares by November 30th. That's all from my side. Thank you. Over to you, Pranay.
Thank you, everyone. And we move on to the question answer round now. So just before we start, I'll just lay down some guidance. So if you have a question, please press the hand raise button from the reactions menu on the Zoom console below. I'll take questions one by one from the people who have raised their hand in that order. You can also post your questions in the chat window, and those will be individually addressed either through a verbal dialogue or over the chat window itself. So we'll start with the question answer round, and just a guideline on the time. We will stop at 10:30. So request everyone so that we can accommodate as much questions as possible from all the investors. So the first question is from Mr. Venkatesh Subramanian. Please go ahead with your question, sir.
Sure. Good morning. Thanks for the opportunity. So first of all, I would like to kind of congratulate Ved, because I've been tracking this company only for the last 6-7 months, and it's an amazing company to track. I really love being a shareholder, and it is always kind of troubled my conscience that we are screwing the earth, but right now we are making money at the same time while doing good, which is amazing. I wanted to bring in something which could be interesting, like a theme, because what we are focusing is on sustainable development, and that's actually equivalent to Sanatana Dharma, although it's a bad word in certain places. But it's absolutely the right way, because everybody does well. Second is the question which I have for Ramji is that when you're talking about food packaging, one of the biggest markets across India and globally is the dairy market. And today I see a lot of milk packets getting delivered every single day morning, getting wasted. Some goes to the news vendors. Are you thinking about that? Because even if you get 2-3 institutions right, Hudson or Amul, I think we are onto something good. And second is more of a suggestion. I think you guys are talking about a 20-year vision, probably more. Linde is a 200-year-old company doing good, something like that. I think Pakka can be. And Pakka, what I feel is, while it's great to get Q-on-Q updates, my humble request to you, having tracked equity markets for 30-40 years, is that update is great, but I don't think we need to have a pressure of Q on Q performance. I think the big picture would be amazing. A lot of analysts, a lot of my colleague investor friends will say, why is the share price not going up? Why is, when Satish was talking about Q on Q negative performance, absolutely perfect. I think that's exactly the way to go. So that's where it is. I'm done.
Before Ramji answers, thank you, Venkatesh, for those words. I think that because actually internally we look at 500 years. So we look at how we're going to build the company for forever. So that's the idea, and how are we going to be on this road towards contribution towards a cleaner planet. But yeah, over to Ramji for your particular question. But thank you for that. Venkatesh means a lot to us.
Thank you so much.
Thanks from my side as well. It's an interesting topic because, as you know, food packaging is a significant big area, but we have to start focusing on a certain product. And each of these products has their own challenges to be and milestones to be reached. And therefore, we have taken chocolates, which we thought is a possibility in the near future, and therefore we are working on it. And we will first address this to the levels that we are looking at in terms of the volumes. At the same time, at the back end, to answer your question, we are looking at in terms of fundamental research about dairies as well as other products as well. So the answer for it is yes, we are working. The answer for it is at a fundamental level, it will take a bit more time. And our focus at the moment in terms of commercialization is on the chocolates.
Perfectly. Thank you. Just a quick follow on, because I'm starting to love the company so much. In fact, I did reach out to one of the executives saying, apart from being a shareholder, how can I be of help? And there are two things where I think, if you think some of us, because in one of your presentations, I saw that if one of you guys want to get actively involved, you will accommodate us. So if you are looking for institutional leads overseas or here in terms of whether it's marketing, finance, business development, technology, happy to be of help. That's an open offer. Yeah.
Thank you.
That's wonderful, Venkatesh. That's so kind of you. And I'm sure our board member, Himanshu, is somewhere on this call. So he leads and guides our expansion plans. In fact, just before this call, we were also in our North America discussion. And yes, any help would be welcomed as we are growing both sides, India and this. So yeah, we can get on a separate call. But just to add on to Ramji's point, so in terms of why we choose flexible packaging is important to understand. When we are choosing our products, the way we are guided is what is the kind of substrate that's causing the most damage. So if you look at a simple milk packet, it is easily, quote unquote, recyclable. It's a thicker plastic bag, which a rack picker will pick up. But if you pick up a chocolate pack or a potato chip bag or a biscuit pack, no rack picker will pick up that because there's no economic value. It's not recyclable, nor is it compostable. And of course, it will last 100,000 years. That's how well engineered it is. So why we've picked up those products is from that lens, that it is not a product that will go anywhere. And our products are not just compostable, they're also recyclable in the paper stream, which is 80% recovery in paper, while plastic is 9%. So if somebody throws it, it'll look like paper and people will throw it in the paper stream. So worst case scenario is that it will be recycled or downcycled. And of course, in an ideal scenario, we would like it to go back to Mother Earth. But thank you for that.
No, thank you so much. I'll be in touch with Himanshu. Sure.
Please.
Thank you. Ms. Rashmi Sharma, your question, please.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, please go ahead with your question.
Yes, Rashmi Sharma here from Summerwells Managers Private Limited. So my first question is regarding the promoters holding. That as we can see in June 2023, promoters holding was 49.16%, but it decreased to 47.8% in September 2023. So I want to ask that is this decline any strategic or is there another reason behind it?
very, very strategic. All our team members are now shareholders. So we launched something called team stock option plans, and each and every member in the company now holds stock. So it's extremely strategic because we wanted everybody to be an owner of the organization, and that's why there is a dilution because of that.
Okay, sir. Thank you. So, my second question is regarding that losses we have been experiencing in molded products since now. So, what are your strategies regarding it to reach to the break-even point, and within what time frame we can expect to achieve that?
Rashmi, thank you so much. Let me take that question. So the if you looked at the year over year, the revenues have the PBT has been on the raise, and we are tracking towards achieving break even sometime this year.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Rashmi. Ms. Charanjeevi Kohli, you can go ahead with your question.
Yeah, good morning. Thanks for the opportunity. I have two questions. My first question is on molded packaging, because if we see the molded packaging industry itself is getting crowded, there are a lot of turnkey projects also coming up there. So for us, Chuck as a brand is the brand power over there. That is the moat which we are having. So what is our strategy for brand building? That is the question number one. That's so that there is a good brand recall. So that is first question. Second question is on flexible packaging, because this is an opportunity which we can pivot going forward. So as of now, the brand where we have put up chocolate, so that brand is relatively small in the market. Are we in discussion with bigger brands like Nestle and Cadbury's to come in a big way over there? If not, what exactly are the showstoppers over there? Is the cost a barrier, or is there any other barrier? Thank you.
Let me take the first question and then hand it over to Ramji. So on the brand building part, I do want to shed some light on what we have done so far over the last 5 years. It's more than the brand. It's the relationship that we have built. It's the distribution partnership that we have built, right? And that is how the brand became the brand, right? And without saying quality, right? That's our number one. So brand to us is a culmination of quality, the relationships that we have built, and the greatest distribution that any company, any molded product company has in the country today. So we continue to focus a lot more on quality. That gives us much better premium over the competition in the market. The second thing that we are doing is doubling up on our key accounts management resources. We are continuing to foster that relationship. Now we're coming up with a much better framework for key account maintenance, and then our distribution network continues to remain strong. So we are not a direct to consumer sort of a brand, so there's no point in signing up a celebrity, but we are trying to do the fundamentals in a much stronger way, and thus upholding the brand that we have created, and we'll continue to grow that. I hope that helps.
Yeah, great. Coming to this point only from, if we can have a follow-up or a suggestion kind of thing. Say, for example, one of the success stories in our times, the recent years had been Fevicol. Pidilite, it was not a B2C company, but they built up the brand so much that there is a very high brand recall. Although the place has become crowded, but still everybody got benefited out of that. That's from where I was coming to build the brand. Thank you.
Again, beautiful. Thank you so much for the tip, Espo. Over to you, Ramji.
Yeah, on the Flexi side, the key strategy that we are looking at is to work at small and mid-sized segments, and then make sure that the product that we are move towards the product excellence as we move forward to higher volumes. And as was enumerated in the slides, the bigger aspects that we are looking at is consistency, cost efficiency, and the manufacturability. So In terms of costing, as you're mentioning, it's around 30% more if you're able to do the in-house everything and internalize the manufacturability. So that's the target that we are setting up to lower ourselves over the future.
Ramji, if I may add, your question is really valid, and thank you for that Pidilite example. I'm sure Satish and the team will be discussing that. That's a good one. We didn't think of it like that. But on the flexible side, I think it's what we have found is that it's always easier and more prudent to start with a smaller brand that is very sustainability focused. And that's what we've found with our partners, Brawny, where they don't flinch with a little bit of a price issue or even an inconsistency issue in the beginning. Because when you are actually introducing a product, we will go wrong a few times. And as Ramji said, just now it's not in-house manufactured. It's in-house technology and IP, but we are trying to get it manufactured. As soon as that stabilizes, we'll bring it in-house. And that would mean a more consistent supply, a more quality consistency also, apart from the product availability consistency. And that said, yes, you're right. The conversations are on, but much more difficult to turn around a larger company like Mars, Nestle, Mondelez. These are larger organizations. So as Ramji said, we'll continue to focus on small to mid-size is what our business development is focusing on, because we find that the larger ones convert once the proof is already there. So that's the basic idea. And we'll also go into connected products. So we are already looking at other confectionaries. We are already looking at certain other granola bars, etc., which can be adapted. So initially it's that strategy. And then hopefully there will be a tipping point and the larger ones would come as well. But yeah, the idea, like Ramji said, is to bring it in very quickly in the next 6 months or so.
Thank you. All the best.
Thank you for your question. Mr. Mukesh Saigal, you can go ahead with your question.
Yeah, my question is on the revenue side, sir. As per your PPT of the month of July, your estimation for the current financial year was 550 crores. And for 6 months, we are sitting on 211 crores. So what do you think? You will be able to achieve this target?
Jagdeep, do you want to take a crack or I can?
Yeah, sorry for the delay. I was putting my microphone on. Yes, we are on the track, though there has been some hitches from the market side during this quarter, but we are on the track to, as I showed one slide of how we are going to mitigate the challenges. We would be nearly touching the same figures what we have taken the targets. Hope that answers your question.
Right. Thanks a lot.
Jagdeep is much more optimistic. I would say we would try our best. The effort is to go for that target.
Thank you. I'll take a couple of questions from the chat now. From Vishal. I understand innovation takes time. The updates are same as previous investor calls. Are there any quarter-wise milestones, incremental growth taken by your team? Ramji, do you want to take that?
Yes, we are. As you rightly said, innovation takes time, and therefore, we do have quarterly targets in terms of what we are looking at, and we have earlier presented it. The idea was to look at for example, the product launch for this quarter, but we have actually been able to successfully do it in the previous quarter itself. In this quarter, we are looking at scaling up, and in the next half a year, we are looking at higher volumes for chocolate packaging, as well as the nearby products which Ved was looking into, as well as the other projects that we have mentioned up in terms of cutleries and non-soggy containers. We are looking at commercialization. As you can see that we are into the beta trials, and we are looking at commercializations and increasing the volumes there as well.
Yeah, a follow-up question is that could you please state what kind of foods are you looking for heat-resistant cutlery? That's the first one. Second one is what has been the response to brownie beer packaging? How much cost delta would that cause to the traditional packaging? Also, are you working anywhere in the packaging of frozen food markets? So three questions.
Okay. The first one, in terms of heat resistance, we are targeting, our aim is to have replacement of single-use disposables, and therefore, wherever there is in the QSR and segments where the single-use disposables are there, we want to replace it, and whatever that is required for it, we will go and do it, right? And therefore, from a heat resistant perspective, we are clearly looking into the QSR segments and where the temperatures of is for what we are using for conventional food items, right? So that's the in terms of heat resistance. The second one, in terms of flexible packaging, and we are looking at as Ved was mentioning, initially the cost is higher because of and we are looking for partners who are grounded on sustainability so that we will be able to push into the market. But however, we are also looking at reducing the cost significantly, right? So that's that work is on progress as well. And the third one?
It is also, are you working anywhere in the packaging of frozen food markets?
In the frozen food markets, not now, but we are having that into the plans in the future in terms of wrap and carry.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your questions, Manali. Mrs. Shreyash Dhanuka, you can go ahead with your question.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, so I was earlier connected with Mr. Jignesh ji from the company, and he recently got me connected with Mr. Jagdeep. So recently I had a word with Mr. Jagdeep ji also regarding some barbecue issue that the company had in Bangalore. So thank you for sorting it out very soon. Like the next day, the issue got sorted. And I'm really the investor in this company from 2007. And I'm holding their shares from single digit and getting returns in approximately 28 to 30 times now. So really, really, really very happy, investing in this company. And the highest amount of allocation of my portfolio is in this company only. So, and from few quarters, as I'm seeing the investor calls, I'm trying to connect to all the investors call as much as possible. And from there, I'm just being in the company with one motive that I can really see Ved and his team working so hard. So the vision for Ved is actually the most important thing for the vision that we see in Ved is it motivates us to be in the company. So really thank you for that. And I would also like, Jignesh ji has told me a lot of times that please come visit our company. We'll help you visit everything you will see, but I'm not able to come. So I really wanting to visit once. And if there is anything that I can be of any help, so Mr. Jagdeep ji is connected with me, I guess. So if there is anything, any help that is required and I can do it on the ground level, so I'm also ready, happy to help the company if they need any help regarding barbecue or maybe where's the food. So these 2-3 chains I'm connected with very well. So if I can help at any time, I'll be really happy to. One more question for me for Ved. Can we really see the 2025 targets that was set by you 2 to 3 quarters back still online?
Yeah, first of all, Shreyas, thank you so much for believing in us. I'm sure it must not have been a very easy journey for you. This is your hard-earned money, and the company has gone through ups and downs since 2007. So I'm glad that you held on and believed in us, and that gives us a lot of confidence. So thank you so much for that. We are really, really grateful to you. In terms of 2025, yeah, pretty much on target. In fact, we feel that we are going to beat the target, except it may not be 2025. It might slip to 2026 because The lead times for the machineries have become longer. So as Jagdeep mentioned in his presentation, that most of the long delivery items now have been ordered. And we are now looking at ordering the rest of the long delivery items within this quarter for sure. So everything will be in place, but a lot of the machinery guys are quoting 14 to 16 months delivery now. So we are expecting, still expecting that everything will be in place by 2024-25. But that still means a startup in 2025-26. So which means that we may hit those targets around 2026-ish is the idea. But yeah, the targets remain the same. In fact, internally with our international global expansion, we've also been growing the targets. And of course, the next one is the 2031, which is a significant growth again. But that's it. You're right. We have to hit our 2025 target maybe by 2026, and then the path is better from there on. But thank you again, Shreyas.
Thank you. So, one follow-on question. I was having a word with Barbecue recently. So, I came to know that there is some size issues, like the size for the cutlery. You I guess don't have all the sizes or the shapes or something like that. So, is that there some issue, like for the sizes, like all the sizes that should be there?
As we spoke that day, we are in process of making full basket, and this is coming one by one. We are in touch with Barbecue Nation, and we'll get it sorted out sooner than later.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We can move on to the next question from Mr. Narendra. You can go ahead with your question.
Am I audible?
Yes, please.
Yeah, thanks for the opportunity. So I believe that the stagnation is in growth is due to the supply bottlenecks. Am I right?
Depends on which sector you at. Yeah. So in terms of, sorry, Satish, you were going ahead. It's better you tackle.
No, I don't. No, if you're talking about molded products, yes. That's,
yeah. So on the molded fibers side.
Okay, so I mean, what are we planning? I believe your this flexible packaging line is coming up in 26. So what are we planning for growth till then? Sorry if it has been answered, but I am new to the company, so I would like to understand.
You've asked the right question because, of course, till the big capital expense kicks into gear, the significant rise will not be there. That's pretty obvious. But that said, on both sides, what we are doing is that we want to seed the market. So in terms of the food services division, we are trying to outsource a lot of our materials. Satish is, of course, trying to find the right partners for both short-term, long-term. We are also adding a lot of ancillary products, which may or may not be manufactured by us, like Ramji showed a lovely cutlery designs that we've recently done. Very interesting materials that we've brought together in terms of research. But that said, we will outsource that manufacturing, and it will, of course, help at least the top line growth and also some of the bottom line growth. In terms of the food wrap and carry as well, there is, as Jagdeep mentioned, we are trying to provide the customer with the full basket. So some of it is manufactured by us. Most of it is manufactured by us, but we are trying to add on other materials, which are sort of ancillary materials through co-manufacturing again. And the third is the flexible packaging or the food packaging domain, as Ramji's talked a lot about. And there, what we are trying to do is it's outsourced manufacturing right now. But as we stabilize in the next quarter or so, I think we are just waiting for the green signal from Ramji. And as soon as he feels confident, we are going to bring it in-house. And that can come in-house even before the 2026 deadline. So these are about 3 or 4 initiatives, which are through collaborations, partnerships, outsourced manufacturing, which will enable growth. But yeah, the real growth, significant jump will definitely be 2025-26.
So we are on track for that, right? The 2026 flexible packaging line coming on board. we are on track for that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Jagdeep?
And my second question would be regarding your breakup, if you could provide, what percentage of revenue is coming from each segment, if you could, give us an idea.
That's there in all our reports. So we divide it into two right now, pulp and paper and molded fiber. You can see any of the P&Ls or audited statements. You'll find those two divisions. But that said, as we get more sort of, just now it is molded fiber and pulp and paper. But slowly it's moving more and more towards food services by adding more products. And also it is moving more towards food packaging as well as wrap and carry. So we'll start making those divisions, but that's still maybe another year down when it becomes significant volume.
Okay, just one last question. Any new big client that we have added this quarter?
Jagdeep or Satish, do you guys have anything to add?
There are multiple key accounts that are being approached. We haven't done any closures, significantly large account closures last month. I mean, the last quarter.
Okay. Thank you so much and keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Narendra, you can go ahead with your question. Oh, sorry, Mr. Upendra, you can go ahead with your question.
Yeah. Hi, very good morning to everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, please. Go ahead.
Yeah. So the first question is there any update on the Guatemala project? Have you finalized on any place, or what is the update on that?
So I presented one slide. I don't know if you were there in the beginning, but basically we finalized the land. We've also done various other initiatives in terms of government discussions. We are starting to finalize the basic engineering contract, which is amongst 4 of the people. We've also started work on hiring of the team in the Northern American market to start sales, which will start early next year. Those are the big ones right now. I think, the biggest one is, of course, the land finalization.
Okay. And secondly, I want to know how big a competitor is Huhtamaki to us as such? Because I
It's a
think
very
they also in
difficult
the similar
question.
kind of industry.
That's always a very difficult question for me. As soon as you guys say competition, I hear collaborator. So we talk to Huhtamaki all the time in terms of even 2 weeks back, Satish and I were with the president of Huhtamaki in North America talking to her about collaboration opportunities, because I'm actually a little bit blindsided. I don't even understand or see competition, because there's a huge issue to be addressed, and we are all in it together. And of course, we will be, if we are good at our work, we will do well no matter what. And if we are not, then it doesn't make sense for us to be there. So yeah, I don't see Huhtamaki at all as a competitor. It's been there for a long time. We have a lot to learn from them. They clearly have their own technologies in terms of molded fiber. They have also been doing in certain parts of the world, not North America, but India, they've been doing some flexible packaging. Of course, it's more petroleum based, but again, lots to learn from them. So I would say, one thing I would say is that they would be people that we would like to learn from rather than compete with. So, and there's a lot of, we are still talking about possibilities of collaborations, at least on the North America side.
Okay. And one more thing, there is a lot of rumors and talks which are going on regarding your collaborations with Nestle and HUL. So can you just throw a light so that there is some a critical thing which we know, if there is anything going on, or it's just rumors, or what?
Yes and no. Basically, there's a lot of conversation that happens. We've been talking to both for a while. We've done a significant project with Unilever. Right now, our focus is chocolates, as Ramji talked about. So not too much push on that side, but the conversation is continuing right from their research office in England. We are constantly in touch. Our teams are in touch with Unilever there. I don't know, Ramji can maybe throw light on if we are in touch with their India office. I think we are. Yeah, we also talk to their India office through their head office in Netherlands and in England, in Rotterdam, and then England, Northern England. So we constantly talk to them, and there is developments that are happening. Not the top of priority for us because it's not a food aligned product. And that said, we continue to work with them on a certain product. In terms of Nestle, we've done numerous projects, and it's been hot and cold both. We've right from their Maggie service thing. I know our molded fiber division did some work for them for that. I don't think much transpired there. We've been talking a lot recently on flexible packaging. We have worked earlier with their Maggie packets, but too much of a cost differential there. So we can perform, but cost is an issue for them, which is fair. We worked on a paper bottle project with them initially, initiating that. But so numerous projects, and you keep working. I don't know what will click. These are big companies, and it takes time. And we understand that and appreciate that as well. I think just the opportunity to work with them is amazing. So I think there is continued dialogue. There's continued projects. We do not know what will actually become commercial. So that's what I would say. But yes, there's continuous touch and power projects and work together.
Okay, so just to be clear, there's nothing which is going on right now regarding the chocolate wrapper and the shampoo sachets with HUL or Nestle, correct? As of now.
Unilever continues, but Nestle we don't have. I don't think Ramji can throw light. I don't think we have an active project, right, Ramji, with Nestle?
Yes, true. We don't have an active project at the present moment with Nestle. Yeah, discussions are ongoing.
Okay. Thank you so much for answering it so honestly. And last one, if we can just, I think someone else was also asking that we wanted to make a plant visit, and as investors, we wanted to see a bit of your plant working and everything. So I think last time I was in touch with Neetika also regarding the same. She said somewhere in November or something we might be organizing. So
I think that'll be great. Nitika, can you give a date right now? Just let's announce a date,
and
and I think if people can come in. It'll just be difficult for us to organize individual visits, but we can even give 2-3 options.
Yeah,
and,
not individual, or as a lot of
as a
coming
group of
together.
people.
Yeah,
absolutely. So that will be an absolute pleasure to host you guys. So I think Nitika, if you can think about, normally Fridays is what the plant prefers for visits. So I think for investors, would it be Friday or Saturday that you guys would prefer, because the markets are closed?
Anything is okay. See, Friday or Saturday should be perfect. But if it's Friday also,
okay. So we can do Saturday. It's not a problem. So maybe Nitika, if by the end of the meeting you can give a date, and maybe Sachin has turned on his screen. So Sachin and you, if you guys can give 2 options within November, maybe 15-day intervals, and anybody can choose. And we can announce it, and we can also put it somewhere, Sachin, wherever you communicate, so that those are open dates. And not just we will organize, we'll put out a red carpet for you. We would love to have you there. The only precondition will be give us a lot of ideas. That's the only precondition. We will make sure that we serve you good lunch and take you around, and we have a lovely team, and there is also a great assembly that we start with. But yeah, Sachin and Nitika are well versed with that, and they will make sure. But yeah, Nitika, request to you is 2 dates before we leave today.
Yes, very good. Thank you so much, and wish you all the best for the future. Thank you.
Thank you. Elisban Pereira, you can go ahead with your question. You are on mute, Elisban Pereira. You can unmute and go ahead with your question. Okay, if you are not able,
we would like to come to the company when Ved is around. That would be really.
I am absolutely delighted that that would be an absolute pleasure for me. So I'm around for 3 days in November, so that may not work. So I would say December, maybe after 16th. So
December
maybe one
holiday
day,
time, no
you can
issues.
give one in November and one in December.
December holiday time, so no issues. We can come around that time.
Superb. So after 16th, Nitika, whatever is the first Saturday, we can do that then, and November one date. And thank you so much for accommodating me.
Thank you. Okay, I'll go to the next question from Ms. Mika. This is over the chat. Is the company looking at starting a B2C segment? Satish, if you want.
Yeah. Thank you for the question. We currently generate about 10% of our revenues on the compostables side from B2C. Some of that are still through our partners, so we still use the distribution network that we have, and some of the for majority of the other B2C is through quick commerce sites as well as say your Flipkarts and Amazons of the world. While B2B continues to remain a very large focus, we do not intend to start a large B2C. There are implications for that. It does give us a much better visibility and it gives a better margin. But as far as I can see, we will our focus will remain on B2B with a little bit of B2C. It's primarily to get the product out there, to increase the awareness. I hope that helps.
Thank you. Next question is again on chat. What is the expected revenue from chocolate packaging in next 1 to 3 years?
Oh, that's a very, very long timeline. Ramji, what should we say for 1 year? 3 year, I'm good. I don't know what you want to do for 1 year. Do you want to give a number and put ourselves in trouble, or I think 1 year will be tough, right? What do you say, Ramji?
No, at least what we are looking at is shifting into tons, tons for this, and then probably around hundreds of tons. So I don't want to give a specific number for it, but yes, it will be a higher volume, is what I tell you.
So within 1 year, let's at least take this. While this question is there, let's take this goal that let's try and, like Jagdeep is thinking of, at least producing 25 to 30 tons a day. So let's take a target of about 750 tons in a month, and or maybe lesser, 500 tons in a month. And 500 tons in a month will be monthly times about $3,000, or say 300 rupees. So what is that? 3,000, about, Jagdeep, what will it be, 9 crores a month?
$15 CR.
Yeah, 15 CR a month.
Yeah.
So 15 CR a month from, say, I would say 6 months later. So if all goes well, and this is, of course, Ramji, we are not putting a knife on your head, but yeah, the effort will be that, in the next 6 to 8 months, we bring it in-house, which, as Jagdeep translated, will be about 15 CR a month. So say in the next year, 2024, 25, if we do it for about 6 months, we are looking at about 80 to 90 CR in that year for this. So this is a good question, because we didn't think about this one for the next year. But yeah, if you look at 3 years, we are definitely looking at about 30,000 tons in a year for flexible packaging, and that translates, Jagdeep, to how much?
$1,500.
1,500 crores in the next 3 years from flexible packaging alone. Thank you for that question. Question made us think.
Thank you. Next question is from Chad. What is...
Hello.
Pranay, are you there?
Yeah. Is it audible now?
Yeah, please.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks. Thanks a lot for giving me the opportunity. I just want to confirm two things. Are we still holding the large capex plan in the sooner, or since the rate hikes or in the higher rate interest rate scenario, are we still holding the same?
Sorry, did not get your question.
I just want to confirm that we had a larger capex plan and the interest rates are getting higher. Are we still holding the plan same?
Yeah, so you may not have seen the presentation in the beginning. Jagdeep spelled out exactly what is happening. Yes, we are very much on track, and interest rate is what it is. You don't, as a business, we don't worry about that. It will go up and down. We keep it to the minimal possible, but in the end, we have to execute our plans regardless.
Yeah, and are we going for a debt or any equity infusion from large investors like that? Just want to clarify the person status on that.
Yeah, so lots of conversations are on in terms of structuring. It's too premature to spell it out. But so far, it's been extremely positive from various investors. There's been a lot of interest that has been shown. We may or may not dilute at this stage. It may be even initially, it may just be debt and internal accruals, and then equity may come in. So the structures are on. I think by next quarter, you would be able to see the exact structure that we put in for the project. Just now, we have a bridge funding, so Jagdeep and the team can carry on with their orders. But after the bridge funding, we have to make sure in the next quarter we have a proper structure to the funding.
Yeah, thanks a lot that from my side. And I just want to compliment one thing. I'm reading a many companies' annual report, and yours was the one which talks much about your plans and executions on many things. Different heads are talking, and I just compliment all those things for your work. Thanks, and thanks a lot.
Thank you. That means a lot to us. Sachin here and Pranay and the team has been working hard on our communications. So thank you so much for that.
Yeah, I just want the thing to continue. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you. Ved, we are out of time. So would you want to?
I think you might have to extend a little bit, maybe 15 minutes.
Okay, all right. So we can take the next question. Someone was named Shutterplay Media. Can you go ahead with your question?
Hi. Hello.
Yes, go ahead, please.
Hi. So my question is about your days of. Hello.
Yes, go ahead, please.
Yeah. So my question is about your days inventory holding period. So that's pretty high. Although from last 3 years, you're trying very hard to. How do you tackle this question? Because that's still more than 350 in March. Just wanted to ask about that.
Nitika, you want to take this one?
Sorry, I would request you to repeat the question once. I probably lost the connection.
It was about inventory holding. We have go ahead, please, Rohit.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, inventory holding.
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah, if you could repeat the question, please. I lost my connection in between for a few seconds.
Yeah, so I'm saying your inventory holding period is very high. So how are you trying to solve this question? So just.
Okay, so Rohit, it's basically a business decision, and it's the strategy that we have adopted, and it's more to do with cost efficiency and product availability. In the industry that we are in, the gas is available for a limited period of time, and we stock it for the rest of the year. So you will see that it piles up to the highest around March, and then it starts declining. So that's how we operate. It has worked best for us to be able to have the product available with us when we need it and at the right price.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Mr. Jeet Kala, you can go ahead with your question.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. It feels really good to see so many institutional and other established investors, supporting, giving and offering all the support to the company, which technically is a proof of concept for investors like me that, the company is headed in a very good direction and in a very correct manner. So, couple of questions on that side. One is, Nitika, like you said, the inventory liquidation which has happened in the second quarter. I just wanted to see, as per the cash flow, there is some 35 crores of inventory that has been destocked. So, is that in the normal course, or you have a particular amount which relates to the old chuck inventory, which is a kind of a one-off liquidation, or this is just in the normal course of business?
No,
And my
it's
second
just a
question.
normal course.
Okay, okay, perfect. And second is, sir, what would be the cost for this land acquisition for the 68 hectares that you mentioned?
Yeah, in Guatemala, Jeet, the thing again, I was missing you, like you hadn't asked a question yet. I was like, are you there or not there? You are our one consistent, inspiration. So thank you again for being here. So the total cost for that is 1.4 million, translates to about 12 odd crores. The initially we are paying about 10%, and then in the next 6 months, as we tie up the capital there, we pay the remainder.
Okay, okay. And so last question is on the capex. I think in the slide you've mentioned that the pending capex for the second half is close to 40 crores, right? So what is the capex done till date in the last 6 months on
Jeet,
Project Jagriti specifically?
yeah, Jeet, morning.
Good morning.
These are advances where the orders have been released. So first quarter was approximately 7 CR, and
Okay.
the second quarter would be around 40-41 CR for the advances for the machinery.
Okay, and second half would be additional 40 CR. Or these
Second,
advances, so 40 CR is for the second quarter, which
for
is
the
shown
second
under
quarter,
advances.
as the advances.
Okay, okay, all right. And sir, any additional outflow that will happen in the second half beyond these two numbers?
No.
Okay, okay, perfect. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Venkatesh. You can go ahead with your question.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks again for the opportunity. There's two quick ones. One is, as part of the operations, do you have supply chain as a separate division, logistics? And because I think you're only as good as your supply chain, old wisdom goes. Are we looking at that because you continue going to be a global company? That's my first question. Second is on Ved's. Ved, we have several specialists here handling. Where do you spend maximum amount of your time and mind space?
I definitely fired myself from operations with Jagdeep and the team there. So that's not my forte. So my focus is one on global expansion. Second is products. Ramji and Satish and me, we spend a lot of time on product development. The other focus is collaborations. So all the collaborations that you're seeing in Central America and Southern America, even the crazy amounts of money that we need for the Central America project. Those are with me, and of course, I am constantly available to Jagdeep for any support that I can lend to him.
Sure, thanks. The question on supply chain logistics.
Jagdeep, do you want to answer the supply chain logistics?
Yeah, Venkatesh, we have. For Indian, both the businesses, molded and food carry and food pack, we have a separate section for handling all the supply chain, which is based out of Ayodhya only.
Okay. Would you have a separate line item saying supply chain and logistics as a percentage of overall costs?
As of now, we don't have. It's on the total salary and wages if you go through the annual books.
Okay, okay, sure. We'll come back to you on this. We'll take it later. Sure.
But I'm sure you have some thought behind that. So would love to understand from you separately on what, because see, if you look at the raw material side, the way it works is that we are located very near the source. So 2 raw material and fuel, bagasse and rice husk. Those are the 2 big ones for us, which require maximum logistics. But as Nitika said before, we have to store it for the entire year. It's not optional. So we literally do long-term 5-year contracts with our sugar mill partners, for example. And then we have dedicated corridors, literally, like trucks running back and forth, literally for the entire season. So 100 trucks every day, up and down, and dedicated contractors for that. So that's on the raw material inflow side. On the finished goods side, what we have found is that, at least so far, what we have found is staying with market dynamics works better rather than working with dedicated logistics partners so far. And we've had numerous discussions with larger players as well. And the second part is, and in pulp and paper, because it's a more sort of larger volume item, it is typically, the way we do it is that we send it through a distributor, but it goes straight to the consumer. And so it's direct delivery to the consumers, and the consumer for us is the converter. So it goes to them, and it's normally large scale. It'll be, again, truckloads of material. And in terms of the molded fiber, it's smaller. So there again, the distributor stocks. What we are setting up now, and a lot of focus for Satish, is going into technology. So we don't have visibility right now, and that's a huge challenge. So we can't do any data analytics. So that's something we are changing and putting a lot of attention towards, to make sure that we have analytics right down to where it was consumed. So that will enable us to get better decision making in the next year or so.
Yeah, in fact, that's exactly where I was heading to it, because my 2 cents on it is, I used to work with global companies on supply chain logistics as part of Maersk. And so what happens is, right from the sourcing of pulp to bagasse, how do you do it? Do we do it ourselves, or do we outsource? That's one question.
Venkatesh, just to add on to the way, those are dedicated trucks, specially designed for bulkier material to ship. And those rotate season on season basis. On the finished goods, we operate both ways. There are truckers who operate on behalf of customer as well, and from our side, both.
Perfect. Jagdeepji, I fully understand. In fact, when I get a chance to talk to you, I'll probably take this forward. And on the finished goods side, we're talking about data analytics, and happy to be of help, because we know some people who are experts in designing supply chain. So at any point of time, where is your product lying? And the Japanese call it the MUDA analysis, waste management analysis. So we can figure that out. I'll talk to Satish about this.
That'll be very interesting, because we are looking at GPS trackers even on our raw material trucks, because we assume that it is all rotating on time, but you never know. So it's better to get data.
Sure. Okay. Thank you.
Pranay, are we good? I think Pranay is frozen. Pranay, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, are we good?
Yes, I think there are no questions from anyone else.
Okay, thank you all once again. Thank you so much for taking interest in the organization. Thank you. This was a wonderful discussion. Thank you for so many great ideas, and we remain indebted to you for believing in us and investing your hard-earned resources in the company. As we've always said, we will keep striving towards focusing on our vision and trying to make sure that we do our maximum towards that. Thank you so much for attending the call. Namaskar.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you.